Okay, guys. All right, guys. I'm here today to talk about something that's quite important. The value of consequences of our actions is really important to understand. Like, I was saying this the other day, but I didn't really get enough time to really get down to business with it all. So I'm going to do some more live streams on this stuff and Real Flight 2. Which is also, there's some cool stuff going on with Real Flight. I'm gonna try a new game that seems to have popped up out of nowhere. So thanks Horizon Hobby for sending that. I didn't even know that was there. But anyway, the key thing that I want to talk about right now is consequence, right? A lot of times with technology these days, what we don't think about is if we are to boycott a certain company, right? If a company is all about the object in question, it's not a big deal, right? Let's say there's a certain company that makes tomatoes and they're rotten or something, or they've done some weird thing to them that's making people sick. If you knock them out of the, if you knock them out of the industry by boycotting it, that company, no problem. It's okay. Nothing's going to happen with that. But be careful when you decide to destroy, let's say, a technology company, because a lot of the technology companies have become indispensable, or in some cases, when they are completely destroyed, what happens is all the software technology that was designed to support that piece of technology suddenly goes disappears, and then hundreds of thousands of people, possibly even millions of people who own that particular product now have landed themselves a piece of brick that now could be useful as a shelf piece or something, or you could just is going to eventually end up in the landfill. Because let's face it, let's say you have like a gimbal or something like that, like a robotic gimbal that follows your face or something, or you have the latest and greatest VR headset, or you have a drone, like say like the DJI drones and stuff. The second the app that's on the store, like the Apple Store, or the what do you call it, the Google Store, I don't know, one of those things. I don't know, everybody calls it different. But anyway, what matters is this. When you go to that little app there to download the latest and greatest software, or even if you have the older one, the second the company is done, they will stop supporting the app that goes with it. So once that's gone, you're done. You can just take that DJI Mini 2 or DJI Mini 3 or Avata or whatever you call it, or your latest Quest, or your latest gimbal control, or whatever it is that you guys use, and you can just basically stop using it. Because unless you're my friend Steve, who's a genius, and he can go in there and manipulate it and just take out the technology that's in it and put his own pieces of technology in it, and then all wire it up, or your Eli the computer guy, he can do that too, or I don't know, whatever. You're gonna be a very sad person. So maybe you boycotted the company to the point of destruction, and then you're like, oh, it's not like the Game Boy Advance or the old Game Boy, the very first one that came out, or the Nintendo, or the Sega Saturn or whatever, or the old Sega, the very first one, the Mega Drive, whatever, the Atari something. Because back in those days, right, software lived forever in the machine. It didn't rely on the internet or your latest and greatest amazing robotic head or something. If it stops working, or your vector robot or something, if any of those things fail to communicate with the internet, or fail to communicate with the company that is currently supporting those pieces of technology, they are worthless to you. They're worthless. So remember that, guys. The value of consequences of your actions. They could really weigh down on a lot of people. Watch it with technology. Watch it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see ya.